wouldn't want to go on a vacation to Spain for Christmas? Well, that would be me, that's who. I moved to the Netherlands when I was in the 6th grade. By the time winter rolled around, I had sort of a basic understanding of the language and culture, but I had no idea what was in store for me. My new best friend Fenneke, because that is an actual Dutch girl's name, said, "It's about to be Sinterklaas," which I had no idea what that meant. You see, I only had a basic understanding of Christmas because I grew up in a Jewish Orthodox community in Vienna, Austria. So Sinterklaas was completely foreign to me. You would think that as a person growing up in the city where Hitler is from, I would have, kind of an understanding of what could be a real crazy holiday celebration, but I had no idea what was about to happen. So I sat Fenneke, because that is an actual Dutch girl's name, down a couple of weeks before the holiday, and I said, "Can you please explain this whole thing to me?" And she said, "Sure, okay. So Sinterklaas is Santa, but instead of being all round and jolly and ho, 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 he's more of a skinny, tall guy who rides a horse and wears a Pope hat. And every year he arrives on a steamboat from Spain with 10 Moors, which is to say black dudes, who, if you're naughty, will beat you up, put you in a bag, sling you over their shoulder, and take you back to Spain with them." Which, that doesn't sound too terrible to me, except for the fact that they're not actually black men, they're white dudes with blackface on. So there's that. But, it's the 6th grade, so I was trying to make a really good impression, and I wanted to fit in, so I was going to really try to impress my new friends. So the other part of Sinterklaas is that you have to do a Secret Santa gift exchange. But it's nothing like the gift exchange that you guys do here in the States, because not only do you have to buy the person a present, you also have to craft them something that goes along with the present. Then you have to write a little poem or limerick about it, and if that is not enough for you, you also have to poke fun at the person in a nice way. Which, what does that mean? As like a Jewish person celebrating a weird Christian holiday, I have no idea what poking fun in a nice way means. So the other issue I encountered was that I picked Jeroen out of a hat. And yes, Jeroen is an actual Dutch boy's name. Jeroen was the least popular kid in my entire class. He was about 3.5 feet tall and looked like a cross between a bat and a pig, and he smelled like old applesauce. I just very vividly remember that. But, I just had to do what I could, And this whole time I'm thinking, this is the Netherlands. This is the country where pot and prostitution are legal and regulated, yet somehow everyone is okay with once a year celebrating this big parade where people walk around in blackface. So by the time Sinterklaas rolls around, we're all, the whole class sits in front of the television, and we watch the big parade, and there he is, Sinterklaas, riding his white horse with his Pope hat, and no joke, 10 dudes in blackface with giant bags, probably filled to the brim with kidnapped children. Once the parade is over, we all circle up, and everybody gets their turn to get their gift. When it's Jeroen's turn, he is so excited, and I am just freaking out with excitement because my present is gonna be the most awesome. He runs towards the middle, grabs his little poem, and starts reading it. It says, "Dear Jeroen, perhaps it is too soon to say that we are friends, since I just moved to the Netherlands. But never mind that, I made you this pig bat, because it reminds me of you because it's gross and smelly and fat. Inside, I put pencils to draw. I hope you say hurrah. Even though you smell like old applesauce, I say to you, Happy Sinterklaas." "Well, that's mean," everyone said. And I thought I was supposed to be mean. Wasn't that the whole point of the gift exchange? I basically had made him, and I really want you guys to be excited for this, a pig bat is what I called it. It was a giant bottle, like a Coke bottle, that I filled with water and milk and dish detergent and dirt and a bunch of other stuff, and I put 2 bat wings on it, and then I drew like a pig snout on the nose, inside of which I took these pencils, these coloring pencils, that I wrapped up in tape, like many, many layers of tape, so that they were both waterproof and impossible to open. I put them inside the bottle, and to get them out, you basically had to pour the whole slop out into the sink. It was the coolest gift ever. But he just looked confused, so I blurted out, "There are pencils inside," which broke the cardinal rule of not giving away who the gift givers were. And somehow everyone just gave me the stink eye, and they were like, "Well, that is so mean." Apparently, nice mean means mostly nice, not mostly mean. But I guess nobody told me that because somehow I thought sitting in front of the television watching a parade of men in blackface is not okay, and what I did somehow was not okay with them. Anyway, so eventually I did get the hang of like the cultural nuances of living in the Netherlands, but as soon as I got really good at it, we moved to the United States. So I had to start all over again. But I do think it would be cool if you brought the Sinterklaas holiday to the US, except not tell people that you're supposed to be mostly nice, and then people will be mostly mean, and it'll be really hilarious. But we can leave the whole kidnapping blackface part out because that's really messed up. Thank you.